I think I figured out what the hamburgers are made of. Let's talk about Dragon Ball DAIMA Episode 3. So if you enjoy Dragon Ball and anime, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, show me some support as I make my way through Dragon Ball DAIMA. I'm trying to catch up to whatever the most recent episode is. So I'm going through episode by episode and trying to break these down and do a little review. So again, if you enjoy it, hit the subscribe button. But let's get into it. So this was a really fun episode. I enjoyed it quite a bit. As I suspected, this was going to be the episode where, they went to the demon realm and we got to see the world and the adventure begins. The world opens up and so many different things are hinted at, right? And that's exactly what happened. So the episode starts off with Goku and Shin or Nahare going, and of course Glorio, right? Glorio going to the demon realm. They stop at Warp Sama because that is the kind of, that's how you go from the human realm, I guess, to the demon realm, right? You have to pass through Warp Sama, a very appropriate name, right? Warp Sama. And of course, Goku being Goku, he teases Warp Sama for looking like a goldfish. Although I don't think he teases him on purpose. It's just Goku saying out loud what he observes. And apparently Warp Sama is very sensitive about this, so Shin freaks out. And also, again with the pointy ears, like this comes up again later on in the episode, but the pointy ears is just so, I don't know, like this is the deciding factor of whether you are from the demon realm or not. Like, really? Like, that's it? that's it. So again, Mr. Popo or Emperor Pilaf has to have, or they have to be from the demon realm. Like, one of them has to be from the demon realm. That's my ongoing theory. That's going to be the big twist at the end of Dragon Ball DAIMA. We shall see. But anyway, they managed to get through. Oh, and the pin number, right? The pin number. Here's another Easter egg. This time around, the pin number is an homage or a reference to Goku and Masako Nozawa. So when you read the number backwards, it's 1288. And 12 is the age that Goku was at the beginning of Dragon Ball, 12 years old. And 88 is the age that Masako Nozawa is right now at the time of this recording. So another little reference to the history of Dragon Ball, right? The 40 years of Dragon Ball. We've seen Goku go from 12 years old to now, and Masako Nozawa at the amazing age of 88, still performing the voice of Goku. Anyway, they go through Warp Sama and they end up at this, like, another kind of midpoint between, like, the human realm and the demon realm, where they have to go through a hatch, but you can't go through any hatch, right? Since Glorio is from the so this gets kind of complicated, right? So he's supposedly from the third demon realm, the demon realm number 3, but he works in the first demon realm. So that also becomes an interesting little, like, I wonder what's going on here. This is alluding to something else, right? So apparently he only has permission to go into the third demon realm. And normally residents of the third demon realm aren't able to travel through Warp Sama, but he got special permission. Oh, and then going back to the pin code, this is going to become a plot point because Shin was supposed to tell Kibito like about that, or he tried to tell him about that because Kibito, I guess, with maybe Vegeta and maybe Piccolo are going to end up coming afterwards to the third demon realm, I suppose, right? So they need to know the pin number. So this is going to come out again, how are they going to get through Warp Sama, right? Like, that's going to be the big thing, and I have no clue. I guess we'll find out in episode 4 or 5 at some point in the coming episodes. Anyway, Glorio and Shin and Goku end up in the third demon realm. It's the sky is a different color and there's volcanoes floating in the sky, and it's a, magical kind of place, right? Well, there's magic. The characters use magic too, right? So in a very literal sense, it is very magical. Oh, and there was also a testicle joke back when, before they go through Warp Sama, God, Goku just being Goku, right? So I think it was Gloria. He says King Goma, and then Goku says Kingutama, right? Which sounds like Kintama, which I guess, well, it means balls, it means testicles, but I guess you could say this might be a reference to, I think it's episode 2 of the original Dragon Ball, where there's this huge, like, it's a very memorable, very famous joke about Goku not realizing that girls don't have testicles, they don't have Kintama, and it becomes a joke about the Dragon Ball. So I actually did an episode that is a video that is kind of about that. Or yeah, it pretty much is about that. So you can watch that video after this one if you want to see me break this down in more detail, the whole famous ball joke in the OG Dragon Ball. But anyway, so they end up in the demon realm. They're traveling, and there's a hole that you go down in order to go to the other demon realms, the second and the first, and they're gonna have to go through one by one, right, in order to make it all the way till the end. So it's very much like a quest, right, like the original Pilaf saga, where they have to head west. So in this one, they're heading from third demon realm to the first demon realm. So we'll see that transpire in the coming episodes. And also we find out that the air is really thick, so it slows down Goku. So Goku is really, really hindered, right? His movements are really hindered. He's a kid, so his powers are diminished. So he's really, really been powered down. So that should be interesting. And we get a fight, so I'll get to that in just a moment. And then Glorio, apparently he's fairly good with a gun. So we find that out when they take a quick pit stop, and we get some like bandit characters that show up, and he takes care of them with his shooting skills. So yeah, Shin is suspicious. He suspects there's more going on with Glorio than he knows. Like there's something going on there, and I think it's pretty obvious there's something going on there. And Goku's just, I don't know, excited about being there and all that. So they end up at a hotel, and they end up going to a bar, and Goku eats some hamburgers, right? Because he's hungry. So this is like a classic, like almost like Berserk episode 1, right? Like the original Berserk series, right? The was it 1997 one, I think, where it begins with Guts and like at the bar. But this is like classic old Western, right? Like new characters show up at a bar, and trouble ensues. So trouble ensues, like these punk characters pick a fight, and Goku ends up beating them up. Great animation, fun scene. But the interesting thing about this scene, or one of the interesting points, one of the mysterious points, is Goku asks like, "Oh, hey, what are these hamburgers made of?" And Glorio says, "You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You just do not want to know." So, what are they made of? What are the hamburgers made of? So, I was actually watching a Japanese YouTuber like talking about this, and he proposed that it was like Soylent Green. So basically, the hamburgers are people.
You gotta tell them Soylent Green is people.
So what we're seeing set up here is that the third demon realm is like the bottom of the rung, right? And the first demon realm is the top, right? So we have this hierarchical structure, right? The haves and have-nots. The at the bottom, right? It's these punk demons that are like trying to beat up Goku and all that. They have nothing. They're poor possibly, and they're resorting to a life of crime to sustain themselves, I guess. So maybe we're getting into like Promised Neverland territory here. Right? Maybe some of these, like, you know, the really bottom of the bottom third demon realm entities or individuals or demons are being turned into hamburgers. I don't know. That would be really dark for Dragon Ball. Do you think that's the case? Maybe it's people, quote unquote people. They just use Ningen for like general, I don't know, like humanoid characters, it seems, in Dragon Ball. So I guess they're Ningen. They're humans. They're people. So maybe that's the case. Maybe we'll never find out. I don't know. But it's kind of funny to, you know, if it were to be that in a very dark way. So anyway, Glorio and them, they go to sleep because the next day they're supposed to go meet with King Kadan. And Kadan means flower bed, okay, in Japanese. So basically, all these characters that we're meeting, these new characters from the Demon Realm, are all, they have names themed with a flower theme, right? So Glorio is the Glorioso lily, I guess. Like that, I'm not familiar with flowers, so forgive me if I got that wrong, but that's a flower. Kadan, flower bed. And I know that there's a character named Panji, I guess, coming maybe in the next episode. So again, all plant references. But anyway, going back to the story, they wake up the next morning and they're gonna get on their little airship, but it's gone, and there's a note there. It's actually written in Japanese but mirrored, reversed. So the mirror says like "Moratte ikuzo, baka," right? It's written in Japanese. Basically, that means like, we're taking it, you idiots, right? So it was the punks from the previous night, like the no good for nothing, whatever, like thief or aggressors. I'm not, chimpira is what I'm hearing Japanese people use, and that just means like punk kids or something like that, like punks in a kind of like delinquent kind of way, right? So that's why I'm having a little trouble translating that. So apparently they stole their airship, so now Glorio and Goku and Shin are gonna have to walk or I don't know, fly somehow. Like Goku's gonna have to fly them. I guess they're gonna walk, so that's gonna be more adventures, more troubles along the way. Oh, also I should note that apparently, I haven't watched GT, or actually, yeah, in a very long time, a very, 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 very long time. 20 years, maybe more. I didn't remember this, but the first planet that Goku and friends arrive in GT, they also get their spaceship stolen. So this episode was a reference back to GT, a little homage, right? So yeah, again, a Japanese person I was watching on YouTube mentioned that. So I didn't capture that because I haven't watched GT in such a long time that I completely forgot about that. And to be honest, like, I actually never finished watching GT because I just, yeah, I didn't get into it. It was like, eh. So, yeah, and plus it's, not quote unquote canon, but canon in Dragon Ball is out the window at this point. Outside of the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, it's like, what the hell is canon anymore? Anyway, so this episode was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. So I'm back up from the last episode. I went back up to 8. So I'm liking this. I still how can I put it? Like the opening song was still not quite into it. The ending song, I'm not really digging it either. It's a little too mellow for me. Like I want more. I want it to like pump me up, right? But anyway, they decided to go with a different direction, and I'm gonna maybe keep complaining about this until I get used to it. So yeah, fun episode. What did you think? What do you think the hamburgers are made of? Let me know in the comments. What's your score out of 10? Let me know down below. And like, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one with my breakdown of episode 4. See you next time.